Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truther.org. Today is December 18th, 2022. So, based on breaking news and events, it appears the CIA headquarters located beneath CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland is going to stage the unprecedented arrest of Donald J. Trump during the Jewish festival of Hanukkah, which ends on December 26th, 2022. That being said, the date of Monday, December 19th, 2022 is the most likely date. So, needless to say, the Jewish element to Trump's impending arrest is no accident, for anyone who opposes the unprecedented arrest of a former U.S. president will be labeled anti-Semitic, and that's just the beginning. So what's about ready to happen is that basically the CIA is about ready to run the Nazi Germany playbook in America, and the arrest of Trump is the first step in basically recreating the events of Nazi Germany within the United States, which is just like Germany, designed to destroy America. This will include, but it's not limited to, a Kristallnacht event, the burning of the Reichstag, the burning of the German capital, a night of the Long Knives Purge, and concentration camps are all about to become a reality. So I'm going to walk through these steps one by one. So the first step is to arrest Trump. So exactly which government agency will authorize the unprecedented arrest of a former U.S. president is obviously not known, but the following are the most likely. A, the Department of Justice, the DOJ. B, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI. Or C, the United States House Select Committee on the January 6th attack. Exactly what charges will be levied against Trump is obviously also not known, but A, conspiracy to defraud the United States government, that's USC 371, or insurrection, USC 2383, obstruction of an official proceeding, USC 1512C, or D, obstruction of Congress, which is USC 1515. So because the goal of Trump's impending arrest is 100% politically motivated, it's a given that he will be assassinated prior to ever standing trial, most likely within 48 hours of arrest. The death of Trump post-arrest is also designed to outrage Americans just prior to the CIA staging false flag attacks, which will be subsequently scapegoated onto them. So exactly how the CIA will kill Trump once arrested is obviously not known, but back on August 9th of 2019, the CIA suicided former Trump associate Jeffrey Epstein while jailed in New York City. So that appears to be the most likely. So step two is stage an American Kristallnacht. So although the primary motive behind the impending arrest of Trump is obviously designed to sabotage the Trump 2024 presidential campaign, the secondary motive is to stage revenge attacks in the name of Trump, most likely biological, chemical, mass shooting, or race war in nature. So this was evidenced this summer, back on August 8th, when the CIA staged the FBI raid targeting Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate in Palm Beach, Florida. And then 3 days later, the CIA staged a pro-Trump mass shooting revenge attack targeting the FBI building in Cincinnati, Ohio. So whichever agency or government agency authorizes Trump's arrest will be targeted post-Trump arrest, if that makes sense. And so exactly what the CIA plans to do in the aftermath of Trump's arrest is obviously not known, but it appears that they plan to stage an American Kristallnacht, most likely in New York City and Washington, D.C., via this neo-Nazi paramilitary group in Ukraine entitled Azov Special Operations Detachment, or the Azov Battalion for short. And so basically when Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi flew over to Ukraine to meet with Jewish President of Ukraine Vladimir Zelensky back on May 1st, 2022, she apparently bargained for this. And if you recall, Nancy Pelosi is the person who created the January 6th committee to investigate Trump. So she's going over there, and this is really important to note. So how the we give Ukraine billions of dollars for no reason, and then they're going to give us their battalion, and then they're going to run rampant throughout the United States, burning synagogues and Capitol buildings, and basically causing unprecedented damage and chaos in the United States. So that appears to be the group, and then the CIA will say that these were all pro-Trump supporters. So the third step is the burning of the Reichstag. So in the aftermath of an American Kristallnacht-like rampage, the CIA plans to stage an escalating series of false flag pro-Trump terror attacks across America, likely targeting local, state, and/or federal-related entities. That being said, the FBI, Jewish-related entities, and Washington, D.C. are the most likely to suffer an attack. So this was evidenced back on February 27th of 1933 when the CIA staged the burning of the Reichstag building, that's the German Capitol building in Berlin, Germany, and they blamed it on some retarded person. This was a false flag attack, and this enabled Hitler to seize power, and that's exactly what they plan to do in the United States. And coincidentally, back on January 6th of 2020, the CIA staged this false flag storming attack targeting the U.S. Capitol building in Washington, D.C., which likely provided logistics cover for the impending attack. Step 4 is stage a Night of the Long Knives-like purge. So in the aftermath of an American Kristallnacht-like rampage and a wave of false flag pro-Trump terror attacks, the CIA will predictably declare martial law, shut down the U.S. government, and then seize the U.S. Capitol building in Washington, D.C. At that point, the CIA will execute or begin their Night of the Long Knives purge to eliminate all pro-Trump supporters in politics and in the U.S. military, and any people that support the U.S. Constitution as the highest rule of law. And coincidentally, back on August 5th of 2022, the CIA spawned what's called Operation Breaking Dawn, and they recalled 25,000 Israeli IDF, that's Israeli Defense Forces, reserves, and those are the troops that are going to seize the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. and anything that matters in the United States, and this is designed to secure it. So we're going to have the Ukrainian Azov battalion committing attacks across the United States, and then we're going to have the Israeli soldiers come in and secure all the key locations of media and government, which will allow the CIA to go ahead and execute their purge. And coincidentally, back on July 1st, 2016, the CIA released this purge propaganda film entitled The Purge Election Year. And that's exactly what they plan to do, is to basically get rid of Trump and all of his supporters within the military and the government prior to the 2024 election. Okay, so step 5 is the last step, and that's to basically move America's capital from Washington, D.C. to Colorado Springs. So in the aftermath of the aforementioned American Kristallnacht rampage, the false flag pro-Trump terror attacks, and the Night of the Long Knives purge, the CIA will move their capital from Washington, D.C. to the Cheyenne Mountain Complex, which houses the United States Northern Command at Peterson Air Force Base in Colorado Springs, Colorado. And at this point, once the United States is basically, the Constitution has been thrown out, martial law has been declared, then the CIA, the true motive behind the impending coup will come about. And back on March 28th of 2016, I published this report entitled Obama 666, Will America's First Dictator Please Stand Up? And that's exactly what they plan to do. So is basically bring Obama back, but because Obama has already served 2 terms, they have to throw out the Constitution, which will enable him to come back. And that's why you've seen the COVID-19 pandemic, the lockdowns, just the chaos that's basically crippled America, is because they have to get everything, they have to break everything down in order to bring Obama back. And last but not least, this is a really great case of how we see Switzerland, who's the mastermind, the first Jewish state, Switzerland, using troops from the Jewish president of Ukraine, and then securing the centers of power within the United States with the third Jewish state, which is Israel, their troops. And the second Jewish state, if you're wondering, is called the Jewish Autonomous Oblast, and it's located in eastern Russia, and they have command and control over the Kremlin in Moscow, and that's how they control Russia. So these three different Jewish states working together to basically stage a Nazi-like coup in America, and basically to throw out the Constitution. And that's what's going to happen in America during the Jewish festival of Hanukkah, most likely starting on the day of December 19th. And last but not least, in closing, I kindly ask that if any of the aforementioned events come to fruition in reality, I kindly ask that you download this video and share it with local, state, and federal law enforcement, military and intelligence communities, as well as with all national and international media outlets. And let's make Swiss interference into American politics, and the world for that matter, a thing of the past. Praying for a peaceful December. Peace.